Hello, my super Sagittarius, and welcome to your weekly energy reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. And if you haven't had a chance for June to check out your abundance reading, which is career and finance oriented, or your love reading, or your moon reading, please do check those out. They are still up on my channel. Otherwise, I hope to get new moon readings and July readings up very soon. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, please. Otherwise, without further ado, we will go ahead and get started here on your weekly reading. Please note that we do not do reversals on weekly, but we do on all of the other readings, okay? So let's see what we've got for our lovely Sagittarius this coming week. Alrighty. So we have the Hierophant. Okay, so for a lot of you, I feel like this, well, we'll go ahead and see it. We've got the Five of Pentacles, just to let you know what's up here if you can't see, and the Eight of Cups, okay? So for many of you, I feel like you are really seeking higher divination, okay? I feel like many of you are really at a crossroads where you are kind of like, I'm just done, right? You're like, I can't take it anymore. I have been going through it, maybe either with a relationship or with work, with finances, with home life, whatever it may be. I feel like I'm just really feeling like some of you are just spiritually drained, okay? Totally. And you are really looking for this guidance, okay? You're looking for any help you can get, honestly, because, you know, take it as it resonates for you personally. It may be, you know, a relationship situation, it may be financial situations, it may be job situations, home life, whatever it may be all of the above. But I do feel like you are just spiritually, emotionally, mentally just spent, drained. And this is letting me know that, you know, you really are looking for some guidance, some help, right? And the next card, with it being the Five of Pentacles, is kind of letting me know that, you know, whatever it is, whether it be a relationship or job or whatever, it's, you know, maybe you've broke free from a relationship, and by doing that, you've taken a step back financially. Maybe you've had some medical issues. Maybe you have, you know, had a job situation or lost a job or whatever, you know, certain things. But I do feel like you've run into some financial issues here, you know, feels like you've got some burden situations here. And again, I do think, you know, there could be some burdens with medical. So for a lot of you, I'm kind of feeling like there has been a medical issue. Maybe you've lost a significant other. Maybe you have had medical issues of your own, and that's caused problems with your job as well. You know, again, but for a lot of you, I just feel like you're at the end of your rope, and it has affected you financially as well, okay? So, you know, this could be, for many of you, a whole host of things, and combined, it's just really gotten you to the point where you're like, I can't, you know, one more thing, you know, it's like, I'm at the point where it's like, this is the straw that broke the camel's back, because I'm at that point, right? So for many of you, I do feel like we have the Eight of Cups here, and I feel like this is a point where you are feeling like you just have to go, right? So for a lot of you, I feel like you may be in a situation where you're in a really bad relationship, and, you know, you feel like they're a burden. They're dragging you down. They're killing you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, also financially. And that may be what this situation is. And you just need to get away from them, okay? So a lot of you, that may be the case. And this is just telling you, you've got to go. You've got to get away from them. You may have to move away from them. You may have to, you know, run to, you know, another place, literally another state, another whatever country, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel safe, healthy, and well. That could be the case. For others of you, you know, if it's been a job situation, an issue like that, you know, this may be you having to go away to find employment, work, better options that you have for you. But again, I do feel like the resolution down here that I'm kind of seeing for many of you is that it is going to require you to go somewhere. And for a lot of you, you know, I feel like this could just be a temporary thing too, okay? So for some of you where you're like, I'm at the end of my rope, you know, because we all have different degrees, of course. You know, some people, they can take a ton and it doesn't really faze them. You know what I mean? They really have to have the world melt down before they're like, okay, now I'm stressed out, right? And others of us are like, one little thing happens and it's like, I'm ready to have an absolute meltdown. I can't deal with it. And that's okay. It's totally okay to be either way, right? So, you know, depending on your personality type, this may just be, you know, I've had too much. I feel like I've had a burden because, you know, I didn't get the raise I thought I was going to get, and it's kind of put me financially back, or, you know, something small like that. And you just need a vacation, you know, you just need a break. You know, this may be what that is. I got to get away from my family. I got to get away from my coworkers. I got to get away from my kids. I got to get away from whatever for, you know, a week in, you know, the Caribbean or something, just to kind of reset, you know, chill, relax, whatever, and I'll come back and I'll be fine, right? But right now I'm emotionally and spiritually drained. You know, you may be of that kind of persuasion that, you know, you are that kind that just, it takes, you know, a little bit, but you're cool, you know, totally fine with it. And then you may be the other person who it's like, you know, I can't take a whole lot and I'm broken and I'm beat down and I've got to just start all over. It's better if I just leave, you know, depending on your situation too. You know, if you're in a relationship that's terrible and it's been ongoing and it's draining the life out of you, or a job doing the same, then you may need to just go start somewhere else, you know. So again, it's all, take it as it resonates, and it's all relative to you personally, but I definitely see that you are really, regardless of what type of person you are, for you personally, you've kind of hit a point. You hit a breaking point, right? You've hit a breaking point and you need to go. Again, it could be just you need to go on a vacation. It could be you've got to just go for good because you're just done with it. But I can see that you really do need to kind of, you're going to absolutely have a breakdown if you don't kind of get out of the situation. So you know yourself, you know your situation, you know how you handle things the best, and what you need. And it may just be a vacation, it may be a whole life change, but whatever it is, don't just keep trying to push through, because you do need a break, okay? But let's see what your challenge card is. Ace of Swords. And I think for the Ace of Swords, I feel like this is your own energy. You're stubborn, okay? I feel like you're a very stubborn person. I feel like you're one that just wants to keep fighting it. So for a lot of you, I feel like you've been going through this for a long time. You've been fighting this for a long time. It's drained you slowly over a long time, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's both, your home life, whatever. I think you've dealt with this for a long time for many of you. And I feel like this is your energy right here. And you are just somebody who refuses to give up. You just keep battling, 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 battling. But the thing is that, you know, number one, if other people are involved, you can only control yourself. You cannot control other people. You can only control how you respond to it. So to keep battling, hoping other people will stop doing things or change the way they do things or whatever, is futile, okay? That's number one. Number two is, do you want to have to keep battling? Even if you can change things, even if you can make it happen, even if you can win the day, make it through, do you want to just make it through? Or do you want to be able to enjoy your life, be happy, not be where you're stressed and mentally exhausted and spiritually beat down and feeling burdened and, feeling like you have to get away all the time? You don't want to have to do that. There's the difference between being stubborn and, kind of like stubborn to a good fault, where you're kind of like, okay, I'm stubborn because I want to be able to accomplish things. I want to get it done. That's one kind of stubborn. And then stubborn to where it's like your own detriment, where you're just, beating your head against a wall. You're almost cutting your nose off to spite your face, right? You're beating your head against a wall for what? To what end, right? To what end? You could be using all of this strength and power that you have here somewhere else, right? In another form, in another fashion, and really making some good in a joyful way, in a happy way, where you don't have to just constantly be drained or exhausted or beat down or stressed out, right? So I do feel like this is your energy, and you are kind of your own worst enemy here in some cases, because you really can't stand to, not prevail, not make it through, not be the toughest, the strongest, the I can do it, because of course you can, but why would you want to? That's kind of the thing. Why do you want to put yourself through that if you don't have to? You have so much strength and ability. Why let yourself be drained by somebody else, right? Because you can't control anybody else. So I just think you need to kind of like keep that in mind. But here's the psychic deck. Let's get some more information on the Hierophant card here. Hopefully that will kind of give you some insight, and see what we've got here for that. All right, Triumph. So again, this is again where I feel like you have everything in you to triumph okay, you know you can triumph, you know you're strong, right? But I do think getting away, using this power, not to be stubborn, not to be, you know, I've got to just be a control person and run it and know that I can do it, but to use it for other reasons that aren't draining, that aren't stressful, that aren't a struggle, that aren't a burden. You know, just for yourself. Use this power for yourself to be triumphant in your own way, and your own happiness and your own joy in your own life, where you aren't spiritually drained, is going to behoove you much more. Okay, it's going to be much more to your advantage. So you can be triumphant and not be spiritually drained, mentally drained, emotionally drained. But again, don't let yourself be your own worst enemy because of it, because you have every ability here to triumph. Okay, and you will. I don't have any question about that. This is the Moon deck. Let's see what we've got here on your Ace of Swords on top of your Five of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you're just constantly trying to overcome, and you're trying to, you know, carry the weight of the world, really, you know, but sometimes you just have to kind of you know, it's like kind of put on your own oxygen mask, like they say on planes, right? Put on your oxygen mask first before helping others, because if you're beat down, if you're stressed out, if you're destroyed, you know, you can't help anybody else. You can't be of use to yourself or anyone, right? If you don't have any oxygen, you can't help anyone else, right? So again, think about that when you're trying to, you know, try to prove that you can do it. Yeah, you might be able to, but how long and why? Why put yourself through that? Put all that into yourself, that effort into yourself, and you'll be amazed at what you can actually accomplish. So fear, okay? And fear in this deck is specifically about facing your own fears. If you look here, she's like controlling the birds, right? She's got control of her fears, and she's protecting, okay? So she's controlling the fears that she has around and protecting herself inside, right? So that's the thing is, you know, one of your fears is that I really believe that this is, again, you are a person who does not like to lose. You do not like to, you know, be overcome. You do not like to give in. You do not like to, because to you feel like that's taking a loss. You know, yeah, I might be spiritually drained. I might be emotionally drained. I might be mentally drained. You know, they might be the biggest burden in the world that I'm dealing with financially, mentally, all these things, but I can still do it. I can do it. I can fix everything for everybody all the time. Do all that. Great. And it's your fear that, you know, you'll be seen as weak, or you won't be able to do it, and you'll feel like you're a failure. But look, you're not protecting yourself by doing that, okay? Face that fear and say, look, I don't care what anybody perceives me as. I'm the one who has to live with it. I perceive me as strong. I will control that fear of, you know, looking like a failure or feeling like a failure or anything else that I'm afraid of, because really, to protect myself, I have to stand up for myself. That's the best way to use my strength. Not using my strength, you know, handling everybody else's stuff, doing everybody else's bidding, you know, worrying about everybody else in a relationship, or letting them drain the life out of me, or working everybody else's work at work and letting them drain the life of me at my job. You know, you do it for yourself, control it for yourself, so that you're the one who gets the protection, okay? That you're the one who's being, you know, handled and helped and protected, not drained, not mentally shot. And that's what's going to allow you to triumph, right? So you can handle this. You can be your own advocate. That's what you need to be. You know, you're not really, you think you're being really, really strong by handling everybody's everything all the time. But the problem is, the only person you're really letting down by doing that is yourself, because the person you're not able to advocate for when you're handling everybody else's things is you. And this is where you need to control that fear so that you can advocate for yourself. You're the one you need to be sticking up for and protecting, right? Because if you don't protect yourself, who's going to do it for you, right? The world will drain you, right? So let's get a final card here, general advice card on this Eight of Cups. And again, like I said, I do feel like this is something where for a lot of you, you just need to get away, you know, and maybe it's start over, start anew. It could be a new job. It could be a new relationship. It could be, you know, you just need a new change of scenery, whole new, you know, path. Maybe you're like, you know, this isn't working for me. I want something completely different. And that's a fear for you to try something new like that too, because you've been doing what you've been doing for so long. But you know what? You are strong. You are massively powerful and tough, and you will definitely be able to face your fears, handle it, and advocate for yourself and be very triumphant. But you have to take that step. You have to take that step to get away from the things that are draining you. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We have, you are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? And again, that's what I'm saying. You need to go seek your joy. Okay, you have to seek your joy. If you want to celebrate your victories, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to be your own protector, okay? You have to triumph for yourself so that you can celebrate your joy. You can seek your joy, okay? You can go away, wherever it is, to find the peace, the joy, the happiness. Because right now, here, I see nothing but you being drained, okay? Down here, I see you finding joy and happiness and going out and basically building yourself up, protecting yourself, making yourself a priority. And I don't feel like you've been doing that, okay? To be honest with you, I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing that you've made yourself a priority. I feel like you have prioritized everybody else's needs, whether it be in a relationship, you've let the other person be the dominant person who has, you know, you've been the center and everything's revolved around their needs. Or if it's a job that's worn you down, you've been pouring everything into that and they've used and abused you, and you have really worn yourself out and given everything to it. And, for what, right? They've taken the credit maybe, or they've, whatever, but it's drained you. It's not helped you in a way that's been, fruitful. So again, whatever it may be, you are strong, you are dominant, but you need to use it to your own advantage so that you can triumph, you can be your own advocate and protect yourself, and you can seek your own joy, okay? Everything is here for you to do that. You just have to stop protecting or advocating for everyone else, or catering to everyone else, or whatever it is, you're putting everyone else first. You need to start prioritizing yourself, okay? That's what I'm seeing out of you, is that right now, maybe you are a giver and that's wonderful and that's great, but when you start giving to the point that it's to your detriment, then you're not being helpful to yourself or anybody who relies on you, because you can only give so much before you are all given out, right? So you have to kind of refill your own cup. So here you go. This is all here for you. It's letting you know you've got everything in you to do it, but start making yourself a priority, okay? Hope this helped you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye.